Welcome to Vivid English Podcast. Hello, everyone. I'm Sarah.
And I'm James. Hello to all our listeners.
It is so good to be here with you today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Honestly, I'm feeling great. I've had my coffee, and I am very excited about today's topic. How about you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. I'm full of energy and really ready to get into this.
Good.
We have a topic that I think is on pretty much everyone's mind.
It is definitely the big question of our time, for sure.
Right. We need to talk about the reality of learning English in a world where artificial intelligence is just everywhere. We have to be honest, the technology is amazing.
Oh, it's incredible.
So here's the question I want to ask you, and I'm going to play the skeptic for just a moment.
Okay, go for it.
If I have smart earbuds that can translate everything in real time, and I have apps on my phone that can write perfect emails for me, why am I sitting here studying grammar?
Right.
Why should our listeners spend hundreds of hours learning vocabulary if a machine can do it for us?
It is the ultimate question. It's the elephant in the room, isn't it?
It is, exactly.
If you look at the tech landscape in 2026,
Mm,
we have what science fiction promised us.
we
We
do.
basically have the babble fish from The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Put a little device in your ear,
Mm,
and you can understand French, Japanese, English, anything.
right. So logically, language learning should be, well, dead.
Logically, yes. If language was only about transferring information, then yeah, learning would be dead.
Transferring information.
If I just need to tell you, the train leaves at 5 p.m., the AI is perfect. I don't need to learn English for that.
But we are still here, and millions of people are still learning. So what is the machine missing?
It's missing the human element. There is a massive difference between translation and connection.
I hear that a lot. Connection. But let's be specific. What does that actually mean? Is it just a nice feeling, or is there something practical there?
Oh, it's very practical. Think about trust. Psychology tells us that trust is built on vulnerability.
Vulnerability.
Yes. When you speak to someone in their language, using your own voice, you're taking a risk. You might make a mistake.
Sure.
You might sound a little funny. But that risk tells the other person, I respect you enough to try.
That's interesting. So the effort itself is actually part of the communication.
Precisely. If I just hold up my phone and let a robotic voice speak for me, I'm hiding behind a shield. It's safe, but it's cold. It creates a distance.
I see what you mean. It's kind of like wearing a mask.
Exactly. And then there's what I call the nuance gap.
The nuance gap. Okay, that sounds technical. Let's break that down for us.
Well, AI is built on probability. It predicts the most likely word to come next. So it's very, very good at facts.
Things like, what is the capital of France? Or how do I open a bank account?
Sure, it's great at that. But human conversation isn't usually about facts. It's about feelings, sarcasm, humor, culture.
Oh, sarcasm is a huge one.
Huge. Imagine you're at a dinner party. Someone makes a joke. Everyone laughs. But you are waiting for your translation.
Oh, no.
By the time the machine tells you what was said, the moment is gone.
That is the worst feeling.
Or just consider tone of voice. A machine can translate the words, I'm fine, but a human can say, I'm fine in 5 different ways.
Right. You can say, I'm fine, which means I'm happy. Or you can say, I'm fine, which means...
I am definitely not happy.
Exactly.
And the AI often misses that emotional layer. It gives you the text, but it strips away the spirit. So to answer your original question, we learn English because we want to connect heart to heart, not just chip to chip.
Heart to heart, not chip to chip. I love that.
But I don't want to sound like I'm, anti-technology. I don't want to say we should throw these tools away.
No, of course not. The technology is here to stay.
In fact, I would argue that in 2026, if you are not using AI to learn English, you are making it so much harder on yourself.
Okay, so let's pivot to the positive side. How do we use these tools? Because a lot of people just use them to, well, to cheat.
Right.
They use it to write their homework or their work emails.
And that is the trap. We want to use AI as a coach, not a replacement.
Okay. So how do I turn ChatGPT or my smart assistant into my coach?
The most powerful feature we have now is role playing.
I've heard of this, but it always feels a bit awkward, you know, talking to a computer.
It can be awkward at first, but think about the alternative. Usually, to practice conversation, you need to find a tutor, pay money, schedule a time. It's a lot of friction.
That's true. Or you trying to practice with a friend, but you feel embarrassed because your English isn't perfect.
Exactly. That cringe factor is real, but an AI doesn't judge you.
Mm.
It doesn't care if your grammar is terrible.
So how do you set this up? What do you do?
You have to be specific. We call this prompt engineering. But really, it's just like giving instructions to an actor.
Okay, let's get into the details of this because I think most people just say something like, let's practice English.
And that is a bad prompt.
Ugh.
If you just say that, the AI will be boring. It'll act like a textbook.
So what should I say instead?
You need to set the scene. You create a scenario. For example, you could type, "You are a difficult customer at a coffee shop. I'm the barista. You are complaining that your coffee is cold. Let's role play."
Oh, wow. A difficult customer. That sounds stressful.
It is, but that's real life. You want to practice handling pressure.
And does the AI actually act angry?
Yes. If you tell it to, it
Yeah.
might say something like, "Excuse me, this is freezing. I asked for extra hot."
Haha. And then I have to respond to that.
Yes. You just think on your feet. Yeah, "I'm so sorry, sir. Let me make you a new one." And the best part is, after the role play is finished, you can switch modes.
What do you mean by switch modes?
You could just say to the AI, "Okay, pause. How did I do? Please correct my grammar and suggest a few more polite phrases I could have used."
That is brilliant. So you get the practice and then you get the instant feedback.
Exactly. It creates this perfect feedback loop. You practice, you get corrected, you try again. And because it's 2026, the AI remembers.
It remembers your mistakes.
It does. It creates a personalized profile for you. It is like having a private tutor who lives in your pocket, never sleeps, and never forgets a single error you've ever made.
That is incredibly powerful. But I want to go back to something you mentioned, prompt engineering. You said set the scene. Is there more to it than just the scenario?
Oh, yes. This is where many students get stuck. They
Mm.
treat the AI like a search engine.
Right. They just ask, is this sentence correct?
And the AI usually just says yes or no, which
Uh-huh.
isn't very helpful
No.
because correct is subjective.
I see. So context is king.
Context is everything. Think of the AI like a very talented improvisation actor. If you just yell, "Speak," they panic. They'll give you a generic, flat performance.
That makes sense. You have to give them the script, or at least the character.
Exactly. So a good prompt looks more like this: "I am an intermediate learner. I want to write a message to my colleague inviting them to lunch. Please make it sound casual and friendly, not formal."
Oh, that is so much better. You're telling it your level intermediate and the tone you want, casual.
And you will get a much better result. Instead of something like, would you like to accompany me to lunch?
Accompany me to lunch. Who talks like that?
Uh-huh. A robot talks like that. But with the right prompts, it'll give you, hey, want to grab some lunch?
That is the difference between sounding like a machine and sounding like a human.
Precisely. And speaking of sounding like a human, I have a specific technique I want to share. This is my favorite tip for 2026.
I am listening. What is it?
I call it the shadowing partner.
Okay, we've talked about shadowing before on this show. That's where you listen to audio and repeat it immediately, right?
Yes, it's a classic technique. But in the old days, you had to find a podcast or a CD, and you were stuck with whatever accent the speaker had.
Right. If you wanted to practice American English, but you only had a British CD, well, too bad.
Exactly. But now you can create your own shadowing materials.
How does that work? Walk us through the steps.
Okay. Step one, find a text you actually like, maybe a news article about sports or a scene from a movie script, something you enjoy reading.
Okay.
Step two, you paste that text into your AI app and you ask it to read it out loud. Here's the magic part. You choose the voice.
So I can say, read this in a standard American accent.
Yes, or read this in a British accent, or read this slowly. You control the speed.
That is huge for beginners. Being able to slow it down is key.
Step three, you record yourself repeating the text. You try to mimic the AI exactly. You shadow the robot.
Okay. So now I have a recording of the AI and a recording of me.
Step four, you feed your recording back to the AI.
Whoa, you play your own voice to the computer.
Yes. And you ask for a critique. You can say, compare my pronunciation to yours. Give me a score from 1 to 10 and tell me which words I said differently.
That is amazing. It's like a game.
It is. You can do this in your bedroom, in your pajamas.
That psychological safety is so important. Nobody hears you fail.
Exactly. You can practice the same sentence 50 times until you get a 10 out of 10. By the time you go outside to speak to a real person, your mouth muscles already know what to do.
I love that. Mouth muscle memory. That is a great tip.
Thank you.
But we do need to issue a warning. We've talked about all the good things, but there is a dark side to all this ease, isn't there?
There is. We need to talk about AI-isms and the ghostwriting trap.
AI-isms, I think I know what you mean, is that when someone sounds too perfect.
Yes, it's when the grammar is 100% perfect, but the soul is missing.
It's like that example you gave earlier. I am experiencing joy.
All right, an AI is trained on massive amounts of textbooks, articles, websites. It tends to choose the average of all that language. It avoids risks. It avoids slang. It avoids emotion.
So if you rely on it too much, you start sounding like a corporate press release.
Exactly. You sound like a walking LinkedIn post. You don't sound like a friend.
Now, what about the ghostwriting trap?
This is the biggest danger for learners. Ghostwriting is when you let the AI do all the work for you.
Like, write this email for me, copy, paste, send.
Yes, it is so tempting. You're busy. You're tired. Why struggle with the English when the button is right there?
But what happens to your brain when you do that?
Well, think about a calculator. If you use a calculator for 2 plus 2, eventually you forget how to do basic math. Your brain is a muscle. If you don't use it, it gets weak.
So true. We call that cognitive atrophy.
If you let the AI write all your emails, you might feel productive. But the moment you're in a meeting, face to face, without your phone, you'll freeze.
You'll feel helpless.
Because you never did the heavy lifting yourself. You didn't struggle with the sentence structure. You didn't search for the vocabulary. That struggle is the learning.
So what's the rule? How do we balance this?
The rule is use AI to assist, not to replace.
Assist, not replace.
Write the email yourself first, even if it's bad. Then ask the AI to check it. Ask it, how can I make this better?
Ah, I like that. So you do the push-ups and the AI is the spotter.
Exactly. Don't let the robot lift the weights for you.
You know, we have covered so much ground today, from the psychology of connection all the way to the technical details of prompt engineering.
It's a big topic, and it's moving so fast.
But I think the message is clear. The technology is a tool. It's
How?
powerful, but it doesn't replace the human.
It really doesn't.
Before we wrap up, I want to talk about that delay one more time, the translation delay.
Oh, right, the 2-second delay.
I think this is the strongest argument for learning English. We talked about the awkwardness, but it's more than that. It's about rhythm.
It is. Conversation is a dance.
Yes.
If you're dancing with someone, you have to be on the beat. If you are 2 seconds behind, you're stepping on their toes. You can't lead. You can't follow. It's just a mess.
That is a beautiful metaphor. You cannot dance if you are waiting for the translation.
No. To truly connect, to truly dance with someone in conversation, you need to be in the moment. You need to think in English.
And that is why we are all here. That is why we keep learning.
Absolutely.
This has been such an enlightening conversation. Do you have a final thought for our listeners to take away?
I do. I want everyone to remember this. AI is the wind beneath your wings, but you are still the pilot.
Oh, I like that. The wind helps you fly faster, but you have to steer the plane.
Exactly. Don't let go of the controls. You decide where you're going. You decide how you want to sound.
And my final thought is this. Use the technology to reach the world, but make sure it is your heart they hear.
That is lovely. Make sure it is your heart they hear.
Thank you so much for this.
It has been a pleasure.
And a huge thank you to our wonderful listeners for joining us on this journey into the future of English. We really appreciate you spending your time with us today.
We certainly do. Your time is valuable, and we are so glad you spent it with us.
Please don't forget to subscribe and catch our next episode on the Vivid English podcast. We have some amazing topics coming up to help you master English.
Yes, be sure to tune in to Vivid English Podcast next time. We don't want you to miss out.
Have a wonderful day, everyone. Keep practicing and keep connecting.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye-bye.